Battle royales in Minecraft are usually marked by epic moments, pitched battles, and victory. But if you saw my last video on Minecraft Hoplite, you'll see that I lasted a whole 2 minutes once PvP was enabled. In fact, a lot of my videos often come up short of their intended outcome, so it was time to change that. The goal is simple: win a game of Hoplite, and winning means actually winning. I have to survive to the final deathmatch with the rest of my team, win the entire match, and still be alive through it all. Team victories where I've already died don't count. It's either all or nothing. Game 1 starts us off in the snowy tundra, where we parachute down, and after spending phase 1 collecting different resources and armor, I meet up with 2 teammates in the field, and pretty soon we instantly get into our first brawl of the day. A chase through the plateaus in the snowy biome sends us towards 2 of our opponents, and the fight begins. Chase leads down into a ravine where our enemies make use of a caveman's worst enemy: fire. Without any substantial water nearby to douse myself with, I decide to go ahead and run back across the ravine and escape the pursuing enemies before I eat a golden apple, turn back around, and head back into the fight. Now, to make the fight easier, I go ahead and try taming a horse, but realizing that approaching with a sword drawn isn't the best idea. So I empty a slot in my hand and play right-click simulator until the horse and I eventually become best friends after a few kicks. Putting on a saddle, I run forward and do a medieval drive-by, barreling down towards an enemy and wipe them out with one single sword swing. I try to do the same trick, but my opponent uses the advanced technology of looking behind them to see me approach, and drops a bucket of lava to finish my GTA Minecraft adventure. Back on foot, and now much slower than I was before, a fight breaks out into the snowy biome and through the ice. But on the unfortunate side, some glitchy snow for some reason locks me in place, and the enemy king takes advantage of this to use me as a punching bag, and ends my hopes of an early win. Game 2 sets us in a much nicer biome, the grasslands, and like before, I collect everything I would need in phase 1 and regroup with my teammates deep in the jungle in the mud. The election for king decides to take place in a sacrificial temple, which I'm sure bodes well for us, and the gold domed skeleton in the distance suddenly remembers that he's being paid for his job and begins firing at me. In fact, the temple owners clearly forgot to put away the Halloween decorations, as a massive skeleton suddenly appear for a little PvE action right before the fight begins. Barely a few feet outside the temple, an enemy team is already waiting for us, and the battle starts. One of them decides to trap me in a cobweb and then just stands there, menacingly, and then leaves. His mushroom friend isn't faring much better against us, and so after escaping, he comes back around for round 2. And this time, he does more than just stand around. A lightning flash ends another chance at victory. The next game started out pretty normal in the desert, but it sure doesn't end normal. Unlike the last games, I actually find diamonds in the caves below, and our king election gives us protection to enchantments on all our armor, coupled with the sharpness 1 sword I managed to snag from the enchantment table nearby. The team gets all kitted out together until I look over my shoulder and see an enemy approaching, and our ally gladly bringing them towards us. But this enemy quickly regrets his choice and starts bolting away like a blocky Lightning McQueen as fast as he can. This sudden NASCAR race through the forest and taiga biome sends us directly into the savannah, where an enemy hoplite lines up his archer shots against a teammate. So, taking advantage of the situation, I run up the hill to flank from the side and leap down for a jumping ambush. And try again. And again. What the hell does this mean? Well, turns out the game didn't want me to win so badly that it crashed, and restarted the entire server. The shenanigans don't end with a new game, however. 5 minutes before PvP starts, I fall into a patch of deep snow and almost die before the fighting even begins. I have to dig my way out and use a wood plank just to bunny hop across the snow. Meanwhile, my teammates use a highly advanced locking mechanism of one piece of cobble, and just sort of, hang out inside this house that we casually stole from a villager.
Yo, it's Mr. Pumpkin Man.
Yo, give me leather. I can make
My teammate comes to grips with meeting Mr. Pumpkin Man, and frankly, I have no idea what they're even doing here. I guess land boats are the norm here in Hoplite.
I need lapis, though.
My teammate needs a little bit of lapis for the enchantment
Thank you,
table,
sir.
so I decide to be a team player and help him out.
Okay, someone I need more
And then I do it again.
lapis. Can I have lapis, though? Do you have one extra lapis? No, I don't. Sorry.
And
Sure,
again.
can I have, like, a couple of more lapis?
And again.
Alright,
No, I need lapis.
And again.
No one have more lapis? No more?
Honestly, they need so much lapis at this point, I just give them everything I have and call it a day.
Just killed a baby villager, feeling good.
What? And so, with the Great Lapis Crisis of 2023 squared away, we finally get to the actual game, and start fighting in a forest in a classic smack-off, where fire and water flash across the screen like it's being directed by a Michael Bay movie. But our team, for some reason that is unknown to me, starts running away from the battlefield, and so I have to turn tail with my ally and start running away with them. I jump into the nearby ravine for safety, but a well-placed arrow stops another potential victory. We go green in the next game and plant some trees before the battle, like a true eco-friendly murderer. But Mother Nature decides to hit me with the old Uno reverse card when a couple of wolves suddenly warp into existence and bite my ass while looking up at me with friendly eyes as if this is another Tuesday for them. Thankfully, sword beats fang. We head across the river, go through a mesa, and end up landing in a village when we meet an opposing team. But this time, since I suck at melee combat, as we've already seen, I decide to stick to the backline and support my team with a bow and arrow. Somehow I miss 2 shots, but make the ones far away, and so far it seems to be going well, until I lodge an arrow directly into an iron golem's skull, and another dog decides to show up out of nowhere. I reposition so I don't get launched 30 feet into the air by an iron golem, and our team decides to regroup at a nearby skull temple, where we start galloping across the open fields like a bunch of horses. The enemy we're chasing doesn't fare well against an 8-man team chasing him across the fields, and so his body decides to explode into a piñata of stone and gravel once we finally catch up to him and hit him with one final sword swing. We continue forward to deal with the rest of his friends as they decide to head into the land of mushrooms and trees. But alas, I never make it to that mystical land as I get a round of deja vu from my last video, and die in the river. While I may have died, my team continues to march forward and secures a few more kills in the mesa, getting themselves a spot in the final deathmatch round for the entire game. Fighting as one, my team heads down towards the middle and then goes around the ring, where they do surprisingly well against all of our opponents and secure kill after kill, flash after flash. But finally, they mark their victory in a one final massive flash of thunder, fireworks, and camels. But since I died before this deathmatch, this victory doesn't count for me. I need to earn my own victory camel. Game 6 starts off with a 3-man team and a high-speed ice chase, as my ally takes us across the ice river in pursuit of some enemies. And then he decides to jump off of his boat and leaves me trapped in the ice for a terrible rest of the game. But hey, unlike my teammate, don't leave me out in the cold. Consider subscribing and letting me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. It helps me out and also distracts me from doing my law school readings. The next game already feels quite different from all the other ones. My green camo glider matches the green foliage and jungle trees below, and my teammate drops into another temple. This one, which is much smaller and has a lot more arrows than the last temple, which my teammate finds out. I snag a diamond from one of the temple chests and continue forward to get some pork chops on the surface, before heading into the mines below. Not even a creeper can ruin this match, and I kill him successfully to get a little bit of gunpowder to reward my efforts. The start goes well, with an overabundance of iron, and while the nearby world border doesn't give me a whole lot to work with in terms of resources, some more lapis and a little bit of more iron gives me everything I could possibly need to put together a full set of iron armor, and also get a few buckets to boot, making sure I can use a little bit of those water and lava tactics that my enemies loved to use against me in all the earlier matches. With 3 minutes to PvP, I noticed the drops above and create a convenient water elevator to rise up like a true gamer, and head back to the jungle temple to regroup with my teammates and vote for a king. Honestly, it's a miracle we all managed to stay in one place. The Protection 1 enchantments that I'm able to get from the enchantment table, coupled with the protection books that we later get from the king election, gives me an entire full set of Protection 3 armor and a Sharpness 1 diamond sword, putting me off and the rest of my teammates to a great start in what will hopefully be a great match. And if we're lucky, a victory. My ally proudly tells us about his 2 diamonds, and we head out, getting ready for a new start to a new match.
I have 2 diamonds, if we ever need it to craft something later on.
Thankfully, he wants to give us those diamonds, and we set off to a slight hiccup. But we eventually head to the nearby plains, where my teammates ask some truly philosophical questions about leaves and leather.
Wait, why are those leaves pink? Oh. Wait, why are they pink? Wait, yeah, but why do they look like that? I've never seen that.
You know what, he's asking some real questions.
Do you have 1 extra hide for a bundle?
Leather? I have 1 extra leather, I have no idea what hide is, but okay.
The plains descend into a desert, and as we all group and come together, we find a lone king without an army to back him up.
Oh my god, you've just done yourself.
Did I though? Did I though? Did I though? Okay, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
You know what? I think he just did himself.
What an amazing adventure. I think I picked up everything but his head.
Someone picks up the king's head, but not this guy, so I indulge in his explosion-happy nature to make up, and decide to crown myself king, and give himself a little bit of iron to craft the TNT he apparently wants so desperately.
Thank you, that's very nice of you.
In the process, we build our first legendary weapon for the team, an Artemis bow, which is giving me even stronger hopes of a potential victory that I might finally be able to get after 3 days and 13 hours of playing.
Make it. I have the feathers.
I gave my diamonds away to someone.
I have the diamonds. Don't worry. I have the diamonds, the feathers.
Yep.
I just need the TNT and the copper. I have copper.
Our new Artemis bow gets put to good use as we chase down a player into the tall woods and cherry forest. The player I start chasing apparently decides he's a wannabe architect. What he has in architect skills, he lacks in basic eyesight, falling directly into a lake of lava. An emergency water bucket saves him, but I realize we're getting too far away from the rest of our team, and I decide to head back. But, like your 10-year-old cousin asking if he has any games on your phone, a player appears from thin air on my return. But it seems we have another blind architect, as he builds up, and I knock him back down to an explosion of sparkles, and my first kill of the game. Why can I wear his decapitated head? The brawl continues, and despite facing off against a player with a legendary katana alongside his supporting teammate, I managed to lock down my second kill of the game, and my teammates kill another right behind him, giving me an assist on that. 2 more enemies hit the dirt, and I could have stolen the dragon katana that they graciously left behind for us to borrow, but I'm an honorable murderer, and I let my teammate take it instead. The rest of my team really embraced the mine part of Minecraft, and settled down into a cave below, sprucing up the place. Get it?
He's going down, go in, push.
Until the rest of us arrive and quickly dispatch the 2 people that are down below into the cave, getting rid of Mushroom Man and his mushroomless ally to mark my team's 12th and 13th kills of the game. What I can only assume to be the voice of God sings about our victory above.
I need
I didn't get
arrows.
any diamonds. I need.
Do you want an Artemis? I have 2.
And my ally somehow has a second Artemis bow, giving me my first ever legendary weapon in Minecraft Hoplite, and our team's overall second. With all the gold we borrowed from the corpses down below, I craft an edible head, adding the title of Cannibal to the ever-growing list of titles I'm so far collecting in this game. While preparing for the upcoming deathmatch, my teammate is aggressively kind and gives me protection 4 leggings.
Wait, you take prop 4 iron out leggings.
And not me?
Oh, well, I was gonna give it to
I
you.
thought we were friends.
With 2 minutes to deathmatch, my team uses a revival star to bring back one of our allies from the dead, and we quickly get him kitted out as I offer him a sharpness 1 diamond sword that I picked up at some point during our travels. We go ahead and make a legendary death scythe for one of our teammates as one of our final acts, and as we'd figure out how many Artemis bows and legendary weapons we have between us, we split the arrows to ensure all 3 of our whopping Artemis bows are well stocked for the upcoming fight.
Can we make sight? He's made sight. I have so much stuff. And he should just... Oh my god, I have so
We
many
can.
arrows. That guy had so
shit.
many arrows on him. I have
I don't think we
2.5
can
stacks
lose
of
that.
arrows. Wait, do you need arrows? Do you need arrows?
Yeah, give me
Wait, no, but how many arrows do you have?
3 Artemis, Midas Reaper, a ton of Dragon
Bit more.
Gems.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Clock ticks, the table breaks, and finally, the deathmatch begins. And this time, with me actually alive to see it.
We can't throw this away. I haven't got a win in so long.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Look how many weapons we have.
With 5 legendary weapons, 3 golden apples, and all of us kitted out in some form of diamond gear, this is the best chance I'll ever get at winning. We rush down to the loot chests in the middle of the map at the tower, and wanting to both win and survive this match, I stay in the backline, sniping our enemies from behind with the arrows and bows that we so generously split between us only a moment prior. While I hit some trick shots, I missed some other point-blank arrows, but my allies still managed to clean it up and defeat as many enemies as possible. Finally, someone realizes that letting an archer free fire an Artemis bow isn't such a good idea, and so he marches down to strike me. But 2 allies with full diamond armor is enough to dissuade him, and lets me leave to see another day. You can put some, I'm not going to do some commentary over this, just so you can kind of edit it and do stuff. Some cobwebs and buckets of lava almost bring me down along with the rest of my allies, and I slowly start to panic. That is, until I remember that, hey, now I'm a cannibal, and I decide to go ahead and munch on a golden head to restore all the health that I lost, and my ally smacks him down with a flaming Artemis bow. I don't even remember him getting that enchantment.
They had a sharp 1 Artemis.
How do you get sharpness on a bow? It's a bow. The last remaining member of the pink team embraces his inner waterbender and tries to slow down our advance to kill him.
I'm here. It's just you.
I have a lot of water to go through.
But too bad for him, we have 3 legendary bows, and he actually isn't a waterbender. Go figure. Our 21st kill of the game is finally secure, leaving only 1 enemy left in the arena. 1 final enemy remains, being on the Arctic team, and we find him on the borders of the arena.
None of us have died.
Wait, go in. We get this kill.
He attempts to run away and tries, to his best effort, to escape, but it's no use. The borders close, the swords slash, and with a lightning flash, I win my first ever game of Hoplite. It may have taken 13 hours and 3 days to achieve, but this truly was a W team.